Shares of Cloudflare have been on a tear over the past year, up 170%, really, since going public in 2019. But the stock is seeing a drop over the past week amid broader market sell-off concerns and a downgrade from Oppenheimer. The cybersecurity firm recently announcing a new offering for its customers on email protection. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince. Matthew, welcome to the show. It does feel like emails have been ripe for scams and phishing and all sorts of bad stuff for a while. Why now are you moving into it?
You know, I think the email is often the vector where bad guys are getting into corporations. And it was the one area in network security where Cloudflare didn't have an offering. And so I think what we realized was that there was a big opportunity for us to provide a new level of service regardless of what email provider and email host a company is using. And so it made just a ton of sense for us to enter the space, and we're excited to bring all of our technology to help people better protect their organizations from the sorts of threats that come by email.
How bad is it right now when it comes to some of those email threats, say, versus when we were in COVID and there were so many cyber attacks going on because everybody was working from home and digitally?
You know, I think that if you look behind the scenes, whether at any of the attacks that are making headlines, oftentimes, and in fact, the majority of the time, the initial source of how attackers got into organizations was through an email. We saw a record number of phishing attacks, which are the types of attacks that are targeting people trying to steal their information at the beginning of this year. And so it is a source where attacks come into organizations. And we realize that through the total approach that we have to providing network security to our clients, adding email just made a ton of sense. And we're looking forward to helping our clients be safer online and reading about fewer cyber attacks in the news.
Matthew, are your services really for the real serious coders within the kind of computer world, or for big corporate clients, or are you offering retail services to the average computer user like me as well?
Yeah, so we provide services to everything from individual developers up through some of the largest corporations and businesses around the world. And I think one of the things that makes Cloudflare unique is because of the fact that we service from the very small end to the very large end. This isn't something, though, for individual consumers. In those cases, we don't have a product right now to protect their email inboxes, but we're always thinking about how we can continue to use our network to serve a larger and larger audience and continue on our mission of helping build a better internet.
So with that in mind, Matthew, what's your read right now on enterprise spending on your products, on cybersecurity, and specifically which industries are spending the most?
Sure. So I think that, throughout the last 18 months, as we've lived through COVID, we've seen companies turn to the internet more and more. And so that has been, both an exciting time for us as a company where people are relying on the internet more and they need to make sure that it performs the way it should. But it's also been a struggle because I think a lot of IT organizations have really kind of locked themselves down and said we're all hands on deck just to stay online and make sure that our teams stay productive. What I think has changed as it now seems like we're coming out sort of the other end of COVID is that IT organizations are starting to think about how can they redesign their networks and take advantage of cloud technologies like Cloudflare in order to make sure that if we have to go through something like this again, or if we continue to support hybrid work environments, that they're not relying on sort of the old sort of on-premise hardware boxes of the past. And so I think those have been trends that have been helpful for our business. I think the IT organizations are starting to pick up the phone again, and a lot of people are coming to us to choose our solutions and really modernize how they think about their network infrastructure and cybersecurity needs.